Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Ari Talks About Music. I'm Ari, and today I have a review for you of this new Franz Ferdinand album, The Human Fear. Franz Ferdinand are the Scottish dance punk and alternative rock band who are finally back with their sixth album and their first album in 7 years. Starting their career with two absolutely fantastic albums, 2009's Tonight was definitely a dip in quality compared to what we're used to expecting from them. However, the two preceding albums, Right Thoughts, Right Words, Right Action, and Always Ascending, see them evolving their sound in a very natural and great way while still remaining true to their dance punk roots. Now, their newest album, The Human Fear, sees them continuing much of the evolution that they were going for on their previous two albums. I do find that this album is off to quite a rough start, with the first two tracks being fairly uninteresting, although completely inoffensive, and the opening track, Audacious, does still have very nice vocal harmonies in the chorus. And then the following track, The Doctor, sees them branching out with their instrumentation and starting to use synths, which I think in this particular song doesn't really work all that well, and they sound very out of place, almost as if it could be the theme song for a children's cartoon or something like that. Despite this album being off to such a rough start, the next track, Hooked, is absolutely amazing and uses synths in such a better way than the track before it. This song features an absolutely amazing and lengthy outro that almost sounds like it could be used in somewhere like a nightclub, which is something that you never would have expected from Franz Ferdinand. And I think this might just be their best song since the first two albums. The tracks Build It Up and Night or Day are simply just classic Franz Ferdinand, with a slightly watered down version of their sound, but still very solid. And this track Night or Day, once again, seeing them evolve with their synths and use them in a very tasteful way that aren't overbearing like they are on tracks like The Doctor. Going into the second half of the album, tracks such as Tell Me I Should Stay and Cats are perfectly good and classic sounding Franz Ferdinand songs, but do leave me with very little to say about them as I just don't find them to be all that interesting. But having said that, they are still perfectly good and do not sound out of place on this album at all. The song Black Eyelashes features some very weird and almost out of place instrumentation that, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how to describe, other than to tell you that I really just don't like it all that much. And overall, I find the song to be quite repetitive and very annoying. And then the closing track, The Birds, features a guitar riff that reminds me a lot of the song Take Me Out from their debut, which really just does remind me what makes Take Me Out such a great song, because the guitar riff on The Birds I find is far over present and really just kind of doesn't go away for the whole song, and generally just feels like a less interesting kind of cheap copy of the guitar riff that makes Take Me Out such an iconic song. Although, having said that, the overall vibe and the feel of the track The Birds is very similar to the song Outsiders, the close on their second album, You Could Have It So Much Better, which is great that it reminds me of a track that really ends an album so well. And despite the overall song being reasonably decent, the actual end few seconds I find to be very abrupt and unnatural and don't really end the album in a very conclusive or natural way at all. Overall, I really wish I had more positive things to say about this album because the highs really are there and does feature a handful of great tracks, but unfortunately it's simply too inconsistent for me to be able to give it a more positive review, and so I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this review. Make sure to listen to this album yourself and share your thoughts below. Please leave a like if you liked the video and leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy the video, and remember to stay hydrated.